2/9 converted to a decimal? Well, isn't 2/9 2 divided by 9? And we know that it's going to be a small number. It's going to be a lot less than 1. So we're going to put our decimal and a bunch of zeros. Make sure you do not have 9 in the box. Because if you have 9 in the box, you're doing 9 divided by 2. This is 2 divided by 9. 9 goes into 20 2 times. That's 18. I subtract, I get 2. I bring down a 0. 9 goes into 18, or 9 goes into 20 2 times. That's 18. I subtract, I get 2. I get a 0. Bring down a 0. You can see what's going to happen here. This is going to be 0.2 repeating, which is B. All right. Again, pause your video and do this. All right. We have 3/4 times 30% times negative 26 hundredths. If you look at this, we've got a fraction, a decimal, and a percent. We need to, in order to multiply them, multiply by, they need to all be the same. I'm looking at the answers, they are all decimals. So I'm going to change these to decimals. So 3/4 is 0.75 times 30%, 0.3, because I moved it 2 places to the left, and negative 26 hundredths is already a decimal. First of all, we know it's going to be negative. They're all negatives. Let's multiply. 75 times 3. Forget about the decimal place, just multiply. 75 times 3 is 15, carry the 1, 21, 225. And then I need to multiply that by 26. Right? Because I'm multiplying 1, 2 things, I get the answer. I multiply that by the third. Forget about the decimal points right now. 6 times 5 is 30. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 3 is 15, carry the 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Bring down a 0 because I'm multiplying by the second place. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 times 2 is 4. Now I'm going to add. Now, how many decimal places do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put my decimal place. Now, the question is, that answer is not there. So do you just pick A because those are the numbers? No. Let's take a look at this. If I rounded to this decimal place, wouldn't that 5 or above give it a shove? It would round to this. It said round to the nearest thousands. So it would be C. All right. Pause your video and do these. This is a review. Dividing fraction. Keep, switch, flip. Change it to multiplication by the reciprocal. And when I multiply straight across. So 15 over 49. All right. Multiplying decimals. We just did some of this. 2 times 4 is 8. And I've got 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3. 12 plus 7.23. I need to align my decimal up. I get 19 and 23 hundredths. And 8.00 minus 4 and 36 hundredths. You need to borrow. The 8 becomes a 7. That makes that a 10. Borrow from it 9. Makes that a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 3 is 6. Bring down your decimal point. 7 minus 4 is 3. All right. On page 8 in your notes, Aaliyah had $24 to spend on 7 pencils. After buying them, she had $10. How much did each pencil cost? So you need to write. Let P equal the cost of 1 pencil. You always define your variable based on what you don't know. So,
may I have your attention, please? The following homework will have.
All right. We're in the middle of writing the equation here. Aaliyah had 24 to spend on 7 pencils. After buying them, she had $10 left. How much did each pencil cost? So, let's think about this. she started out with $24. She bought 7 pencils and she had 10 left. There's multiple ways we can do this. But what I think I would do first is she started with 24. She bought 7 pencils and they cost P dollars each. So minus 7P. That's what she started with. She spent 7 times the number of pencils and she's left with $10. Now, to solve this, subtract 24 from both sides, and you'll have negative 7P equals negative 14. 10 minus 24 is negative 14. Divide by negative 7. P is $2 per pencil. Now, I want to look at different equations that would work. This one works. I could also do this. Couldn't I say, okay, well, 7 pencils plus the 10 that she has left gives you 24. 7P plus 10 would give you 24. Alright, let's take a look at another example. How old am I if 400 reduced by 2 times my age is 244? Well, what are we looking for? We're going to let x equal my age. How old am I if 400 reduced by minus 2 times my age? Minus 2 times my age is 244. So I'm just writing an algebraic equation right from the words. 400 reduced by 2 times my age is 244. Now, to solve this, I need to subtract 400 from both sides. And I have negative 2x equals, don't drop that negative, negative 156. Divide both sides. 5. Negative 2. And you get x is 78 years old. Alright. Alright, field trip. 4 students rode in a van and the rest filled 9 buses. How many students were in each bus? 472 students were on the trip. Again, we need to define our variable. What are we looking for? How many students were in each bus? So, let x equal the number of students in one bus. Alright, so we've got 9 buses that are filled. So 9x, because there's x students in each bus, and 4 kids rode in the van, so plus 4. And the total on the field trip was 472. So 9 buses, 9 have x each, plus 4 in the van is 472. Subtract 4 from both sides, so I'll have 9, x equals 468. Divide both sides by 9, and you end up getting x is 52, and that's 52 students